Good morning. Uh-oh. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Thank you guys so much for coming in. I was a minute or two behind, but we do have our special guest back here today. We're going to be speaking to Miss Grammy Mid. It's a lengthy name, Grammy Midwife Lisa today, and she does. She's a midwife. She's a nurse, homesteader, beekeeper, all the above. She's an amazing woman. I do want to bring Jegs up here real quick so we can speak real quick, and then we're going to bring up Miss Lisa. So, hey, Jegs, are you ready?
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Hey,
Hello, everybody.
thank you guys so much for coming in today on this wonderful morning. We just wanted to do a little special tribute to Miss Cheryl Faulkner. She was a wonderful woman. I'm glad I got to meet her at the Soil Family meet and greet, and she got to have her birthday, and everybody. She got to see everybody's birthday shout outs. And Jakes, you want to say something about Miss Cheryl?
Yes, a young lady I met at the Soil family and who didn't have a YouTube channel or anything until after that. Uh, she's a good supporter, and finally we talked her into getting the channel, and she come on and she's started gardening right behind her house. It was about a 4x4 area, but she had a garden going, and she was a wonderful supporter. And it broke my heart that she left us so soon. We I missed her last at the end of last year, and I started checking up on her. Found out that from her daughter that she was in the hospital, and so many people sent prayers her way and everything. But we can't supersede God, plain and simple. And I just want to thank the Lord for letting us meet her for this period of time. She would be surely missed.
Yeah.
Back to you, Miss T.
Thank you, Jakes. I appreciate your words. So let's say hi to a couple people. Then we're gonna bring up Grammy's midwife suburban homestead. Lisa is her exact name on YouTube. Her information is in the description, and I'm pretty sure the moderators will be dropping her link as we keep talking to her as well. So I just want to say hi to Wipe Down. Make this go viral. Thank you for coming in. Indiana Jackson, always awesome to see you. Cool Gamer, hope you are doing well. We have 13 people in here already, so thank you guys for the people who are in the bushes. And without further ado, I do want to introduce this lady. She is phenomenal. She, like I said, she is a midwife, a nurse, beekeeping, homesteader. She does canning. She has canning videos, a mother, everything. So without further ado, let's welcome in Miss Grammy's midwife, suburban homestead, Lisa.
Good
Yay!
Good morning, good
morning.
morning, good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know last night you were with Gunline Bees.
Hmm.
Yes, yes, I was. I enjoy their chat. They have a chat every Sunday evening, so it's a nice little fellowship.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So thank you again. Tell us about your channel, like all the stuff. But I try to watch a little bit of everything when I before like bringing someone on. I was like, wow, what does she not do? What?
Well, it's funny because back when the pandemic started, we had a lot of extra time on our hands at home, and our hours, even as what did they call us back then? Essential workers.
Mhm.
I still had my hours cut back, so I had a lot of time on my hands, and I started watching a lot of homesteading videos. And I started off watching Homestead Heart, one of my very favorites.
Yes,
And
yes.
somehow Lead Farmer 73 came up in her videos, and I started watching him, and I got hooked on that. And I won a Jackery um, solar power generator. I think that's what it's called. And he had a challenge going about starting a YouTube channel, and I was like, my son had one years ago where he built computers, and I was like, okay, so I'll get on there and at least do a video thanking him before the generator because it has been very handy.
We have to
Well,
give Lead Farmer a shout out because he
Yes.
does
oh man,
so
he
much.
is awesome, awesome,
Uh,
and just introduced me to a lot of different channels. I've never met him personally, but I have spoken, commented in the comments and stuff. But he puts out some really good videos. So I took his challenge and started a YouTube channel, and I was like, well, I'm getting into this whole homesteading thing. I used to live in the country, but we moved back into the city limits of our town, and we have constraints on what we can and can't have, but it's still possible. I mean, even with the constraints that we have, I'm able to I mostly have raised bed gardening right now. I'm in the process of transferring all that into in-ground gardening. Um, and I've really watching a lot of YouTube channels, remembering things that my mother taught me. I started gardening. Well, my garden was it seemed like my garden was struggling. And so I started getting interested in honey and the benefits of honey and was buying some honey from one of the ladies and gentlemen that live near here. And he was like, well, I'm getting older and I can't really get around, and I've got 50 colonies and I'm wanting to downsize. Do you know anybody interested in buying some established hives? And I was like,
Oh, so it seemed like it almost landed in your lap. Like
so you had an
it
easy
really
way
kind of
in.
did. Well, I
he was gonna
wasn't
give you that
looking.
and everything.
I was not even looking at beekeeping. I just wanted honey.
Right.
I wanted the benefits of some of the products from the hive.
I just
Well,
want to
my
add one more
son-in-law,
thing. That's the same way I was with gardening. Like I don't know how I got into this. They were just like, here, take the seeds.
You got to do it, Miss P. You got to
uh-huh.
do it.
So I know where you're coming from.
Well, it really is kind of funny because it all started with canning.
Mm.
That's where it all started. This girl that I knew from high school, or yeah, no, actually from when my daughter took dance lessons, she actually had a pear tree in her yard, and just had an overabundance of pears. And she was like, oh, I've got 5-gallon buckets of pears. Who wants a 5-gallon bucket of pears? And I was like, I'm taking free food. I'm not proud.
Right.
So I started searching, what do I do with so many pears? And I remember my grandmother making pear preserves, and oh my goodness, the old fashioned way of making pear preserves. And that was the gateway drug right there, was canning pears. And then I started getting into the YouTube channels and all that. So the beekeeping situation came up, like I said, when I went out there to buy some honey. My son-in-law had mentioned getting bees, and I was like, okay, I was allergic, or so I thought, and so I knew it wasn't an option for me. And the more I got to talking to them, the more I got interested, and I was like, well, let me go get tested. So I called up an allergist and went to have my allergies tested, and phenomenally, I was not allergic. So I was like, okay, so let's start looking into this. And again, it was Lead Farmer. He and Lady Lead had bees, and so I got interested in beekeeping and started looking at all kinds of videos and reading all kinds of books, and decided to take a class. And our local beekeepers association did did some beekeeping classes, and I got interested, and I bought my first 2 hives. They were established colonies from that beekeeper. And he's like, well, I need to go out and see, I need to get you some good hives. And I was like, okay, what makes a hive good and what makes them
Right.
bad? I didn't know. We were going into spring, and I figured that out when I brought them home. That weekend, one of them swarmed on me,
Mm,
And if you've
mm,
never stood in or near a swarming beehive, it is just, we were talking about it last night. It is amazing. The bees are
yes.
not going to hurt you. They
Amazing.
are looking for a new
Yeah.
home.
Oh,
That's
okay.
me.
And it was just amazing. I did a short video and posted it. It was just simply amazing to watch the bees do what they do.
Wow.
And swarming is just a way of them reproducing their colony and preventing overpopulation.
Oh, wow.
They-
So,
So, me,
They're just not going to stay at home.
uh
They, they're
nope.
swarming. They're leaving home.
Mhm.
I
They're
promise we're not
finding a
trying to
new
ignore
home.
anybody. We got almost 30 people in here. Thank everybody for coming in. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Carry on, Miss Grammy. I just want to say hi to everybody. Let them know.
Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. But no, it was just the most amazing thing to watch those swarms, and I'm standing there watching my population of my bees deplete, and I didn't realize it. I was still too
Wow.
green behind the ears to realize that there went half of my beehive. So again, I started researching swarming, and I was like, I need to get in there and look at those bees and look
Yes.
at the other colony, and didn't know what I was doing. So I said, I've got to prevent that other hive from swarming. So I looked up how to prevent swarming, and Haley, and I went in there, and hey, Tim and Hannah, everybody was like,
Yeah, everybody just popping on in. I wanted to at least say hello and
that's
good morning.
good, that's good, that's good. But went out there and I did something called a walkaway split, which I still don't know what I did. God apparently had something in store for me because I was dumb and didn't know what I was doing, and it still worked.
Yeah.
So I managed to get 3 hives out of those two. Um, I would have had 4 had I been able to catch the swarm. I even went out and tried to catch the swarm. It flew up in a tree close to the bee yard. But it's been an amazing journey. I've met so many wonderful people. The beekeeping community, the gardening community, the homesteading community, everyone is just, they're just awesome. And you even kind of go over into the prepping community, and
Yes.
we were talking about that too. Prepping is a new term. Prepping is what homesteading really is. That's what my grandparents did.
Right.
They prepared for when times were bad, and I remember the gardens, and I remember the animals and things like that. So it's just, I don't know. It's a whole new mentality. But I've just met so many wonderful people.
Oh yeah, I can agree with that. So how long have you actually been a content creator since Led brought you out here?
Oh wow. Um, let's see. I think I'm going into my 4th season of beekeeping, and actually, I'm like in my 4th year of gardening and all of that. So I'm still relatively new. I consider myself still relatively new. I do have 6. Well, actually, I have 7 colonies of bees. Um,
Okay.
I have 14 hens and 1 rooster. I have 3 adult bunnies. I've got they've all got babies. Both of my does have babies. Um, so I'm raising rabbits. I'm raising chickens. I have an overabundance of eggs and can't seem to give them away right now. So I said after the live stream, I'm going to go change into my work clothes and I'm going to start dehydrating eggs.
Wow. Okay, so you're a midwife, a beekeeper, canning. You have the chickens, the bunnies, a
Mhm.
mother. How do you have time for all? Like what all? Okay, what all is it that your portfolio consists of?
I also bake on the side. I do a
Oh,
lot of baking. I love to decorate cakes. I actually somewhat self-taught cake decorator, and I'm not doing a lot of it anymore because my hands have been. I'm not a young person, as you can tell. My hair is not black. It's very white now. So my hands are starting to give me
Now that
problems.
means
So,
you're not young because your hair's not. Hold it now. I
well, I
think
started graying very early.
I believe I'm the oldest one on this panel right now.
Oh, really?
Mm.
How old are you?
I'm getting ready to turn 63.
Oh, okay. You do have me on a few years. I'm 50.
Oh,
I'll be 59 this year. So I
okay.
got started on this journey late in life, but the only regrets I have is not starting earlier. I really wish I had, I've always piddled with gardening and stuff, and even when I was homeschooling my kids, we had some hens, but it just didn't go into it. But how I find time, oh wow. Um, Always, when I went back for my graduate degree. Um, I was working full time. Um, I was helping take care of my mother who had Alzheimer's.
Mhm.
Um, and I stayed busy with school, working full time and everything. And I think once I finished school, I felt like I had all this free time. And really, I think anything that you consider important in your life, you're going to find time to do. And this has been very, very rewarding to me. Um, it's just, I feel almost complete now that I've found these things to keep me busy. Like I said, the cake decorating is kind of taken a back burner because of my hands, um, but I still do decorate cakes for my grandkids. I have 5 grandchildren, so I do decorate for their birthdays, and occasionally I'll get some of my older customers that say, "Oh, will you decorate a cake for my daughter or whatever?" And
Mhm.
I'll do it. So,
That's awesome. I did want to take time to say also happy birthday to Hannah Gunline Bees.
yes,
Happy birthday, Hannah.
It
happy
said your hair looks
birthday, Hannah.
beautiful.
Oh, my hair looks blonde. No, it's white. It's white. It used to be black.
Welcome in, Miss Shirley, and everybody coming in. Also, let me see. I saw something else. I guess I didn't. Okay. So you said doing all these things just keep your life complete. You're finally feeling like you're complete.
I do. I really do. It seems to. I think all of the nature, dealing with nature, it has a way of grounding you.
Right.
Lately there's a lot of talk about the magnetic pull of the earth and walking barefoot in the ground and in the grass and how it has um a healing mechanism. And I think it just the more you get your hands in the soil or get your hands dirty, you know, get out in the chicken pen or going through the bees or whatever, I think it's very grounding.
I use a grounding mat. I use a grounding mat because
Oh wow.
I'm not stepping on my dirt out there. I got too
No,
many
neither am
ants.
I. I have fire ants.
I got too many ants to be stepping on the ground.
I know. I'm in the South, so I have fire ants all over. It's a battle. I have never
Right.
won in this property.
My
I
my
keep trying
hand
to
gets in
fight
the
it.
dirt, but my bare feet are
Mm-mm.
not going on the ground.
No,
Mhm.
mine don't either. I wear flip flops all the
Let's see. Everybody saying hello and good morning to everyone. So a day in your life. Okay, so how do you prioritize everything? Like feeding all the animals and uh, doing the midwifing and canning. Like, how do you? Like, I thought I had a lot going on until I seen your name first. First of all, I want to thank Sarah's Happy Hives because she introduced us. And
Oh, I love Sarah.
she is like a ball full of excitement.
Mhm.
And
She
she
is
was
so
like,
much
"You have
fun.
to interview her." I was like, "Okay," but yeah, I thought I had a lot on my plate. But you do a lot. You do a lot. How do you prioritize everything?
My
And,
husband agrees. I'm a lot to
and
handle.
and you have people subscribing to your channel right now.
Oh, wow.
That
Thank
she,
you so much. I've got a few subscribers, but I'm not monetized yet, so I just don't have the viewer hours. So I'm
Mm.
hoping to start doing some lives and hopefully get monetized soon. But
You know how
I
far
just
away
want
you
to
are?
share. Pardon me?
You know how
Big
far away
brother.
you
I think my it goes by the like 4,000 hours in a year, I think. And I
3,000 right
think
now. Worry about
3,000. Okay.
3,000, then you can worry about the 4. But just worry about the 3
Okay.
right now.
I'm I'm maybe 900 hours away from monetizing then, view hours. So um I have several friends on YouTube. I have one that actually does a lot of coaching with me, and he has a pretty big channel. I don't know, Yappy B Man. He he and I have really become good friends, and he kind of coaches me. He's like, "Oh, Lisa, you need to do this to your videos, or do you review your videos before you post them? Because I saw this." And I'm like, "Okay, Yappy, give me some
are?
good pointers." And he's
You
really
know,
been a big help.
it's always good to have a friend like that because, like, I kind of try to be honest. I don't try to be mean or anything, but like, I'm not one of those people like, oh yeah, everything's perfect. You're gonna grow. And like, have you considered this? Like, have you thought about this? Because like, we need that
Hmm.
constructive criticism. It's nice and helps you to
It is.
improve.
It really
Yeah,
is.
we need that criticism, but I hate editing. I don't edit. So
You know, one of my beekeeping friends, he drops everything raw. Son of One. I don't know if y'all know
Mm.
him or not.
right,
Son of One,
right.
Ed. He lives in Grimes, which is just about 15 miles from me, and he just drops everything raw. Bob Walker, the same way. He drops everything raw and live. I'm like, I don't think I'm that brave to just get on live every time I do
Right,
something.
right. For me, I mean, shout out if that's how they want to do it. That's fine. It works for some people, but I
Yeah.
prefer to edit. That's just
Mhm.
myself.
I
That's
think
okay.
everybody has their niche, and
Mhm.
when you find that, I think that's what works for each person.
Yeah.
But let's see, how do I find time? I do. I have a lot on my plate. I've always been a busy person. I feel like it helps to manage. My daughter, it has a master's in sociology and psychology, and she's diagnosed me ADHD.
Hmm.
Since she was diagnosed,
Huh,
so
wrong
she's like,
person to
"Mom."
wrong person to diagnose it. You don't let your kids diagnose you. They
She's right. I
they
can't.
they're gonna diagnose you to their benefit.
Oh, I don't know. My daughter's kind of like me. She shoots straight from the hip, and she's very honest, very open. She's a wonderful person. I said I never knew I was going to give birth to my best friend, and she really has become my best friend. Not a day goes by that I don't hear from her. So, and my son too. My son, you know, guys are a little bit different. They love their mama and everything, and they'll call you or something. But I can, if I need something, I can call my son. He drops what he's doing and he comes over to help. So it's a different kind of relationship, but it's still good.
Oh, I have only one. I only have a daughter. We're like BFF. Something. We're like counting down the days till she goes off to college. I'm like, oh.
Isn't it? It's great though. I mean, once you have that adult relationship with your children, it's just so wonderful.
Yeah. I'm reading Tampa. She said she does raw, see the flaws and all. Yeah, it's kind of hard trying to edit because the apps they don't really come with directions unless you like Google it or something like that.
Mhm.
Because I use iMovie all the time and
Mhm.
other apps as well, but you have to kind of like play around with them. Uh,
I've been using Splice. That's what I started with. I have Filmora, but I haven't really played with that too much. Splice has been doing what I need it to do so far. So that's what I've pretty much been sticking with.
Keith Spillman, awesome to see you, and Jay the Motivator. Catch him if you can.
Where you been at, Jay? Where you been at?
Keith is an awesome gentleman as well. We just became friends. I think
Yes.
officially after the B party. I'm so upset you didn't make it, but I'm glad you here with us today. Let me see. I'm sorry. Did you ever? I had a phone call. Did you answer the question about the how do you prioritize all these tasks?
I'm sorry. See, that's my ADHD. I got sidetracked. So after it did become overwhelming to begin with. I used to go out and feed every morning, and what I have come up with, um, because we do travel sometimes, we are big cruisers. We like to go away for the weekend to be conferences, and occasionally we'll hop on a cruise and go on a cruise. Um, so I had to figure out a way, when I have help coming over, that they didn't have to come over every single day. So I set up a system with my chickens. I bought these mineral buckets that I believe they hold 17 gallons. I'm not sure. They're mineral feed buckets that people use for cattle. And I had people give them to me. And so what I did is I set up an automatic watering system that I could fill that water up. They're black, so the black doesn't allow algae to grow in the water.
Hmm.
Right.
And so I set those up with little, um, I don't know what you call them. I found them on Amazon, but they're little bitty cups, and they fill automatically as the chickens drink from it.
Chicken
So,
water,
and then I set
chicken
one
water
up as an
cups.
automatic feeder. So I just dumped two 50-pound bags of feed with oyster shells into one, where
Oyster
they go
shells?
in and feed, and then they are able to water.
Oh,
And
did you say oyster
so,
shells?
yes,
Yes, it's
feed, feeding chickens oyster shells increases the calcium and helps to make the shell a little bit tougher, so you don't get these weak shells from your chicken eggs.
Okay.
So
but Miss
I
T,
just
you're
get
not
out.
gonna have any chickens where you're at. Just chill with the chickens now. Just
I
chill
was
with the
just
chickens.
intrigued. I was like, did I hear that correctly?
Yes, yes.
Right.
That was correct. That was correct.
But I mean, it's really kind of neat. I'll have to go out there and show how I did it, because I really didn't know what I was doing. Again, I said Providence has really taken care of me. God has taken care of me, because I went into this like not knowing anything and just reading books, and every homestead book I can get my hands on, just about it I get. Um, and then my rabbits, I set up a gravity watering system for them. So really, all I have to do is make sure that I have someone come over every other day at least to feed them. Um, the gravity feeding system is a 5 gallon bucket, and I have a tube system that kind of goes from the 5 gallon bucket to each cage, and it has a nipple on it so they can drink water from it. And I give them enough feed, that usually if they don't have babies, or the babies aren't growing out, that they can actually get in there and have enough to last them a day, 2 days.
Hmm.
But my son helps me a lot. My daughter helps me a lot. She's usually my dog sitter, but she may not be my dog sitter anymore. But yeah, I mean, you just find a way to prioritize, and then like my canning, I see what I'm getting low on, and that's what I usually plant for the upcoming season. I'm low on green beans. I'm out of green beans, as a matter of fact. I'm out of carrots. So I planted carrots, and then I've got green beans starting to. I have a seed starting station. My living room and dining room is not a living room and dining room. It's a gardening area and seed starting area.
I know the
We
feeling.
also, it's just, I was like, okay, if nobody likes my house the way it is, that's fine. It
Right.
suits my purposes. But
Well, I know how you
I
feel,
do
but
have.
I know how you feel, but my wife do wish I would get all the stuff out of her family room.
Yeah, well, I've gotten all of my beekeeping stuff moved out to a shed, and we're starting to turn one of my sheds into a honey house. So I'll have a place to extract. So hopefully I'll be able to move the extractors out. Um, but it's a slow process. And we've also just launched a skin and body care and
Wow.
feminine care business.
Okay.
So, a lot of my soap making equipment, body butters and such as that, that's taken up some room in my living room. So, and I have bee jackets all over the place because I have nowhere to hang them. So
Gunline
as
said
soon as
to
I,
load their feed with black pepper is just as good as laying pellets. Save money by not purchasing lay pellet.
oh, okay, I hadn't done that.
Load feed with black pepper.
Hmm.
I learned something else new. Hmm.
Hmm.
uh, Bayou Sugar. She's gonna teach us all about StreamYard on Friday. Welcome in.
Oh wow,
Oh, we
I'm
do have
learning
a
a
lady.
little bit.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, we have a lady by the name of Sammy Joe in Nova Scotia, and she has years and years of green beans and carrots. She even cans celery. You name it, she cans it.
Her
Yeah,
her pantry is a Walmart.
right.
Oh
What else
wow,
do we have?
yeah.
Wellness prepared. We have. It's a lot of canners out here.
I enjoy it. I mean, I can meat, um, like I said, vegetables. That's how I buy my groceries as well. If I find that my freezer or um the pantry is starting to run low, I do not menu plan.
Mhm.
Um, I just look to see what I have, what's on sale, and I purchase those loss leaders and I can them or I put them in the freezer, and then that's what we eat off of. So I'm trying to teach my daughter how to do the same, but she doesn't quite get it yet. But
Right.
I don't buy a lot of groceries. What I buy on sale. Um,
That's
my
how
husband
exactly.
does a Sam's trip like every week, and if we need something in bulk, he buys it there. But our grocery bill is really rather small. There's just the two of us, but now my daughter comes over and grocery shops in my pantry all the time.
You too? You too?
How old is your daughter?
My daughter is
Oh,
36,
okay.
36, and yeah, and my son is 30. Well, wait a minute. She was born in 86. She's 37. I'm sorry. And then my son is 35, and so yeah, they come over, and also my surrogate daughter, who is my best friend's daughter. She's the one that helps me a lot in beekeeping. Um, Didra, and she's been in a lot of my beekeeping videos. She comes over and I'll say, please take at least 3 dozen eggs home with you.
Uh, Tampa's Creek said pressure canning is best. Besides freeze drying, it's a necessary skill to have. My only problem is like
Absolutely.
I'm thinking if I have a canning device and the I want to freeze dry as well because I like to freeze dry like the apples and bananas and stuff like that. Where am I going to put all this stuff? Where like I'm like you already. I already have like my YouTube stuff on the couch and
Mhm.
it's just
Well, hopefully when you come this direction, you
Mhm.
get your own place and you're gonna have room for it.
Okay.
But
That's
I
one
want to
of my
freeze dry
next goals
myself.
is a freeze dryer. I know they are so expensive. I have
Yes.
started dehydrating a lot more, um, and I really do like to dehydrate. I didn't think I would, but I grow a lot of herbs, and I'm slowly but surely going through and depleting my supply of store bought herbs and spices and growing my own.
Mhm. That's awesome. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody in the chat.
Hey, everybody.
My chat and this chat and
I
every
just
other
saw
chat
Lee
that's
make a
connected.
comment. I tease Miss Lisa with my canner.
Right.
That's another thing to
I
say.
have a I have a glass top stove, so I can't. I would love to have one of those big all American canners, but I can on a glass top electric stove. So I have to have one that has a flat bottom that makes direct contact with the stove, or else I can't can with it. But my sister teased me with her all American that she found for like $50 at a thrift store. I could have just
Wow.
I was like, really? And I said, do you realize you bought like a $400 canner at a thrift store? I said, "Oh my goodness." So,
Uh,
My,
I'm gonna interrupt for a second. Ed told you yesterday about sharing out the channel and everything. Are you able to
yeah,
share out right now?
mm-hmm.
yes, yes, I did.
Yes, you
Thank
Okay,
you.
okay.
Yes,
I'm
I
done.
did.
Go ahead.
Oh no, you were fabulous. Jay came on in our chats and he's been like teaching us a little bit here and there. It's been so nice getting to know him. So I feel like I'm learning in the StreamYard thing. I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with it. I'm like Sarah. I like dip my toe in it to test the water, but I was afraid to get on there and try it. And so Yappy's
Nico.
like he said just get in there and play. He said you can go and delete it if you don't like it.
I think everybody has a name, like a nickname in here. Like, I guess I'm gonna name Sarah Happy Hives like the YouTube connector. Like, she has connected a
Mhm.
lot of people.
Oh yes.
uh, Jeg's also the mango slinger. Oh, Sarah actually took Jeg's
No,
position
she didn't. She could never take it. She
as the
could
honey
never take
slinger.
it.
Have you ever just drank directly out the jar, out the bottle?
The bottle of
Yes, I
what? Depends on what the bottle was.
have.
Right.
I think she about to start getting a pause, Miss T.
Who, Miss Sarah?
Yeah. No, Miss Lisa.
Oh, we can't pause this. Day one. We can't pause Miss Lisa.
Well,
Oh man. Let me see. Do you have any other questions, Jags?
no, you're doing fine. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're doing
Okay.
fine.
All right. So you told us about you no longer really bake only for like the grandbabies and um people who have bought from you in the past, certain people. Let's see. We spoke about the bees and the chickens. What else would you like to let us know about your channel?
Um, gosh, it's just it's like this huge plethora of everything I do on the homestead. And I know it's a long name, but the reason I came up with Suburban Homestead is I do not live in the country. I live in town limits. So I kind of wanted people to know that they can homestead on not a lot. You know, I've got green stalk planters. Um, I have like tons of strawberries, or not tons yet, but hopefully will. I have some of my strawberries and my green stalks. It's just it's mainly a vlog of me doing what I do. And if it helps somebody, that's my main goal. Yes, I would love to be monetized, but if I can just help somebody do something and learn how to be somewhat self-sustainable. We are far from being self-sustainable,
Right.
but I'm able to do some. You know, I'm growing cabbages. I've got carrots. I've got um turnips growing that I need to get out and harvest. Um I just want to know, I want people to know that they can do something. You may not be able to go the full homestead route and have cattle and goats and such, but you can do something even um in a small area.
Right.
And now we do, to live in town, we do have some acreage. We have right at 3 acres, but I'm still considered in like a urban or suburban area. And so, like I said, we have constraints. I have a few more chickens than what I'm supposed to have. But you know the old saying, and this is going to be my defense if the city ever comes out here, um, two is one and one is none. So do
Mm.
the chicken math.
And
So
then again, do they have names?
a few of them do.
Okay, those are your children.
Those are my children. Yes, Ginger and Pepper and Dixie. Those are my children. And
Right.
Rocky. Rocky is my rooster. So he's a little stud muffin. And
So,
he's actually a quiet rooster. He's not that loud. He only crows, when he's getting up in the morning and when he flaunts around the ladies.
welcome in Urban Harvest. So, if I got it right, you would like to get monetized, but you're more interested in making forever videos, which is videos that'll never devalue. It's always like 4 or 5 years down the line, it still be able to help somebody out in the long run.
Exactly. And my children, when I first started the YouTube channel, it was more, what do I have to leave my children when I do cross over? Um, I want my children to be able to look back and say, "Oh, Mama did this. Let's try this," or just I know if I had the opportunity to go back and sit with
What
my
build this
parents for an
came in.
hour, I would love to be able to see my dad and my mom on video.
Oh
It's
yeah.
my mom and dad have been gone for a while, um, and because I live in my childhood home, I feel them here all the time. So I do feel their presence. I'm very fortunate in that. It's been a labor of love trying to get this house to where it's um, livable. I mean, we've gotten it livable. It's functional. But we've kind of taken a room at the time and just redone it and worked on it. But I feel my dad here so much more than I do my mother, which is odd. But my dad, I was a daddy's girl. So I wanted to leave something for my kids and for other people to go back and look and say, oh, okay, mom did this, let's try this, or that didn't work for mom. You know, I just wanted to leave something to help people. But it started out as leaving stuff for my kids.
That's awesome.
And one good channel that is a good example of that is Old Alabama Gardener. He passed away a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and his channel is just so full of great information. And I think his family is very fortunate to have that legacy still out there in public, and his channel is still getting members and um, just living on.
That's good. That is great. Yeah, I would love to like. I do this a lot. Like my I have left my I have my father. My mother passed away. I have my father, my daughter, and then my sister, and it's me. And I would love to like just carry something on to give to my daughter, like, oh, this is what my mom did. It's so cool. It's all here on YouTube, and she made a lifestyle out of this, and I would love to pass this on to my daughter. Did you say that you were interested in start doing more live streams?
Oh, I would love to do more live streams.
That's
I
good.
really would.
I I would love to see that. I would love. When you think about just doing like some people do random pop ups, and then other people have scheduled lives like myself on Monday through Friday.
Hmm.
How would you think you would start off doing more lives? Or how what would you like to do on your live streams?
I really don't know.
Okay, and that's absolutely fine.
just
Since you say
just
you don't
talk
know, it'll
about.
be since you said you don't know, it'd be easy for you to just do pop-ups every now and then. And when it
Yeah.
builds you up, then you could just pick a day and keep going.
I know I did back in October when Didra and I went to do a beehive cutout in an adjacent town. Um, we did pop up live on that, and that was fun because people actually got to see us work while we were working. And of course, we got constructive criticism on what we did wrong
Right.
and what we should have done differently, and that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
I
So I
think
like those.
uh, that's cool. I think the videos, and this is just my opinion. Jay, you can let me know how you feel. Also, the videos are like tutorials, um, and showing people things, and like I call a lot of videos like tutorials, training, how-to videos. But the live streams are like more interaction with the audience kind of thing. I know when I was gardening, when it does warm up here, they got to see what I was doing and like critiquing, like you said, what I should have done, this and that, and it's all live. And I don't know which one
Right.
do you
I
prefer?
totally agree. I
Hmm.
mean, not that I want to, I'm kind of like Mike Berry. This is not a how-to video. It's how I do.
That's it.
Um, but but if I can help somebody, even with my mistakes, another good example of that, Bruce's bees. he's done some videos, and where he screwed up, he went back, he owned that screw up, and he said, "This is what I need to do differently." I think it's just helpful, even when you make mistakes. So my dog is requiring attention. It's trying to get up in my lap, and it's just not working.
Oh, bring whether he or she.
He,
Go ahead and bring him on up. Bring him on. Welcome
oh
to-
goodness, I don't know. I have to move the camera. Come here, come here, come here. Oh, he's
Honey,
a big boy.
oh,
He's
careful.
my Sheltie.
Working with the
He was
bees.
my little guardian fur baby. I
Oh,
okay.
I had a little what are they, the butterfly papillon, little papillon mix, and she was getting very old and couldn't see well, and she couldn't hear well, and she used to come greet me as I was coming up every afternoon from work, and I ran over her by accident
Oh,
and was just devastated. And this little guy found me, and he popped up on one of my Facebook feeds one day. The family was getting rid of him because their son had developed allergies to him,
oh.
and so I went over there and I met him, and my granddaughter went with me, and he imprinted on her. So when a dog imprints on, okay, no kisses, no mouth kisses. Sorry, I don't do mouth kisses with dogs. This dog digs in the litter box.
time to put
None
them
of
down.
that.
Time to put them
No
down.
kisses. No kisses. But he is spoiled. His name is Riley. So he definitely has the life of Riley.
Mm-hmm.
He
That's
is definitely spoiled. All right, get down. Oh, you're
uh,
heavy.
Yeah.
You're eating too good.
Keith said he has to be very careful on live streaming working with the bees. Might have a slip of the tongue. Jegs, didn't you do a live stream with the bees one time? I
I
think
did
I
a
saw.
lot of lives with the bees, and I did a video yesterday, and I had a slip of the tongue, but I don't think nobody caught it. Something I don't usually say, but I caught it just in time. But Wi-Fi was acting up, so I don't think nobody else caught it.
Sean
I
said,
don't
"Listen,
think I've ever gone live working my bees because I do. My tongue slips a lot.
I mean,
So,
just with all the things that you do, I could see so many live streams. Like, how do you can? How do you the bees? The out there working with the chickens, all that stuff. The rabbits. Yeah, you have a lot of content. A lot of YouTube gold, they like to call it. What's up,
And,
Cropper?
and that's the thing right there, due to the fact that you do so much that you have, even though I'm a beekeeper, you're a beekeeper, but we don't do it the same. We
mhm,
learn from
that's
each other,
right.
and
Mhm,
there's 50 more beekeepers on here, and we do a lot of things different.
that's
So it's
absolutely right.
now, me. Let me see. Cleaning the frames and stuff. I might say I just throw it away. But now, why are you gonna
Mhm,
throw that frame away? Just take it and scrape this off, or feed this to the chicken, and let the chicken eat the bugs and stuff off of it. Then you put it back in there. No,
mhm.
we
I
just
did
learn
that
from
one
each other.
time when I had wax moths. We
Yes,
had
that's
one
when I did it.
colony die out, and the wax moths got in there, and I was like, "Oh, what do I do with this? Oh, chickens! Hello!" So I
Yeah,
just went and took the frame and put it in there with the chickens, and that's what's nice about having animals is, and I've just recently built a compost bin that is. I had one of those rotating ones, but I took some pallets and built a compost bin, a two bin compost. And it's so nice because most of my kitchen scraps and stuff and stuff that you forget about in the refrigerator, you can just take out and throw it in the compost and or feed it to the chickens. So, it's been very, very helpful
well,
decreasing our trash pickup anyway.
David said, I'm thinking of well, we have two Davids in here. David Lewis. I'm thinking about streaming from my shop while I build LLHs. Would love to see that. Let us know when you
Long
huh?
Yeah, long Langstroth hives. That would be interesting. I have a long Langstroth that Ricky Rourke built for me, and we just put bees in it, and it is absolutely a work of art. I would love to watch somebody build one.
I'm building some
Um,
right now.
are
Oh,
you? You need
Yes.
to, yeah, you need to record that
But
because
when I work,
I'm not a
I
woodworker. I
don't
can
like
do some.
when I'm working, I don't like to get the camera. Especially because I really, if I'm working, I'm not going to talk to the camera. I'm not going to talk to anybody there, and folks have
mm,
questions and stuff while I'm doing it.
Uh
Now, if
huh.
it's something like my water pump, I did that one live. But
Yeah.
me building the Langstrom High, no, because I'm gonna be the
You might
nick
hit
something
your
because I'm
thumb with
sitting
a
on the
hammer.
couch and watch the camera too.
uh,
So
Sarah
and
says she,
so what I plan on doing is cutting it all out. Once I cut it out and start putting it together, that's when I video it.
mm.
There you go. There
You
you
know, a
go.
lot of the gardeners and homesteaders and stuff, they just record what they're doing. Like Sarah said, she's still trying to make friends with the camera. I consider myself,
Mhm.
I prefer the camera on myself. Some people just like to record what they're doing. They don't want to show them. There's a lot of different ways to, work the camera. 99% of beekeepers run solo. Is that true? Because the way I be seeing you guys up in the community, you guys running in packs.
I think we
Well,
run in packs. I mean, I started out as a solo
Hmm.
because I didn't even have a mentor when I got into beekeeping. I just dove in and
well,
I started finding all these people on YouTube, and they eventually became my mentors.
Hmm.
So I think we run in packs now,
Yeah,
especially the
I never see a
YouTubers.
live. You guys are never by yourself on a live stream. It'll be like Gunline Bees, Walker, Son of One. It'd be 4 or 5 people. I was like, okay.
Yep,
That's why I
well,
like
say,
a pack of coyotes.
I'm by myself. I try to get my son to come in. Daddy, I ain't mess with no bees. Try to get my grandson. Come on, decide. I ain't mess with no bees, Papa.
Now,
uh,
my
So
grandson did. He got in the bees with me. He's 7,
that's
and
awesome.
when he was 5, he asked for a beekeeping suit for his birthday, and I
Oh,
bought him one. But the thing is he went through. I mean, just from his birthday until like November, he outgrew that bee suit,
yeah,
yeah,
I figured, yeah.
and I was like, oh my gosh, I
How
can't
much are the
afford to
kitty
keep him
babies
in bee
these
suit.
two? How much
yeah.
does that run?
Well,
Do a bee suit for a kid? I think
Mhm.
his was like $80 because I
yeah,
bought him one of the 3 layer, the triple layer, and I want to say it was on sale. So it just depends on what kind you get.
right,
You can get lucky and find really good deals. I have a lot of beekeeping jackets. I prefer to go in with a jacket as opposed to a full suit,
yes,
just because it's so hot here. And really, if I can ever just get comfortable without going in with a jacket, I would be great because it is just terribly hot in the summer here beekeeping.
And you're in
Um,
Alabama, right?
yes, I'm in the southeastern corner of Alabama, and it is subtropical here with high humidity and high temperatures in the summertime. And so I would really like to get comfortable at going in with no jacket, no gloves, and only a veil, but I'm not quite there yet.
Mm.
Um, so hopefully I'll get there.
Hubby built one for me. Fifi says she let me see. I respect everyone's techniques on how to do things as far as raising chickens. And yes, Keith, it does slow down things, but it's a training experience. Think of it as you are training people. Like when I think he's referring to going live with the beekeeping and stuff, rather than just going out there and doing it. Like you get to show people what you're doing. For us upcoming beekeeper, I'm not saying us as in me, but there are some people in here who are interested in learning all the tricks and trades of being beekeepers.
right.
Glad you got a rescue fur baby. Oh,
Lisa, I got a question for you. And
Yes.
your husband,
Mhm.
how's he with? Is he in all this stuff with you, or is just you doing the bees and the garden and the animals and everything?
Um, he is not. He doesn't go into. Y'all, I'm sorry. My dog is barking at something. Um, he doesn't go into the beehive with me yet. He is very interested in it. Um, He does go to beekeeping conferences with me. He enjoys that. And I told him, I was like, the one in Alabama, in North Alabama, is always on the weekend, either of his birthday or just after his birthday. So I said, well, your birthday is taken up, so just go with it. You're going to be at a beekeeping conference on your birthday or thereafter. He helps me as far as, feeding if I need help with that. Like, there's days that I may be at work until, because I actually work 2 part-time jobs, as I work as an RN as
Wow.
well. So there's that. I know it just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
But there are days that I'm late getting home from work because I'll be working a 12-hour shift. I'm like, oh, can you go gather the eggs, or can you go check the rabbits' feed? He'll go out there and do it if I ask him to. But does he just jump in? No. That's my passion. His passion is old cars. He has a 31 Chevy he's building right now into a rat
Ooh.
rod. So he's a big car freak. So I dabble in his interest and he dapples in mine, but that's about as much as it goes.
That's
So,
cool.
so I don't feel bad either because my wife, she cooks everything. She'll cook the food that I grow.
Mhm.
If I'm not around, she'll feed the animals, and
Right.
she'll go out and she'll mess with the goats. I don't
Mhm.
have these things now because I'm reconstructing the back. But she would go out and play with the goats and all that stuff. But when it comes to the bees, she ain't gonna be nowhere around there.
Now my
Kodiak's.
husband my
uh,
husband has helped me move the bees. He helps me as far, if I need his help, I ask him and he does. But as far as going into the bees, the closest he's ever gotten to going into the bees is when I caught a swarm last year, and he's out there weed whacking around the shed, and he didn't know those bees were out there, and he got popped several times while he was trimming the weeds. So that was unintentional, but yes, he will help me. Like, he helps extract honey. We made that a family thing last year. It was really fun because we got the grandkids involved in it. Um, and it's just, I mean, we kind of all do what we enjoy as far as, like my kids come over, my son came over, we sat out there and thinned out carrots one weekend.
mhm.
Um, so, I mean, they'll come over and I'll incorporate stuff into it. And my grandson probably has shown the most interest in the bees, and my son-in-law, along with Didra. My daughter, she wanted to go in just to do, what did she call it? Exposure therapy, because she had such a fear of bees that she wanted to go into them one day with me just to kind of get through exposure therapy, which is a way to get over a fear.
Okay. Kodiak Farm Bee said, I'm solo at home. Nobody wants to help with the bees. Anybody know where Kodiak Farm is located? What state?
He's in Louisiana.
Oh, okay. I was
Mhm.
about to say, if he was right around the corner, I'd be like, me and Sarah's on the way.
Yeah. He's actually around the New Orleans area.
Oh, it's a little further out
Um
for me.
mhm.
David Lee, buy the suits 4 sizes too large. Uh,
Yep, that's what I need to do. And actually, I had thought about buying a small adult size and just
one of them.
gathering it up. But he does. He got out there. He was pulling frames with me, and he was 5 years old, and he just thought it was so cool.
Well, my grandson, he was useful too on the farm. He's 11 now, and
Mhm.
this stuff don't. It he feed his sheep, but other than
Mhm.
that, he don't want nothing to do with it. He don't want nothing to do with it.
I tried to get mine involved early in helping me pick up pecans. We've got one pecan tree out here that is just, it's probably 75 to 100 years old, and it's still producing every other year pretty heavily. And I tried to make it like a Easter egg thing,
Hmm.
an Easter egg. They didn't fall for that. They picked up a handful and they were done.
I understand.
You guys see that right there? Max says in about a year when he retires, going live more.
Oh yeah, there you
He got
go.
it here documented. So blessed. Tim, always awesome to see you. Anne Marie, love. Let me see. Do you sell your honey?
I do. As a matter of fact, I thought I had sold completely out this year, and oh, y'all, this is horrible. I feel bad because I had it stored. We didn't make a whole lot of honey last year. I think we wound up with about 180 pounds last season, and we were expecting around 500 pounds. So I thought I had sold out, but then I got in there and looked yesterday, and we had some left in some 5-gallon buckets. And Didra was over. We were doing the body butter and deodorant and stuff like that. And I said, well, one of the things that I want to do is I found like a 5-gallon bucket about half full with honey that was starting to crystallize. So we scraped out all these 5-gallon buckets and washed them out, getting them ready for this season, and was able to re-liquefy some of it. I saved some of the crystallized honey out to make creamed honey with. But
Mm.
we wound up with about, I think I got 1 gallon. I had a lady call me yesterday, or one of the girls that I work with. She's been bugging me for honey, and I was like, I'm out. I'm sorry. And so we managed to get her a gallon. She wanted a gallon, and then another girl that I work with, she wanted 2 pounds. So we managed to get them some out and make me a little extra money. But yes, I do sell my honey.
Is there like a website? Are you like Jegs? Hit me up on the gram kind of thing, or how do you?
We are working on that. That is part of launching our business. We actually have Didra is doing most of the technical stuff.
Mhm.
She's looking at Shopify and Square, and we're trying to decide which one is going to work best for us. We're not only going to sell our honey, but we're, like I said, we're getting in the skincare business. I'm going to be making facial moisturizers, eye cream. We made some body butter, deodorant, natural deodorant, soaps, and
Uh,
things of that nature. And the name of the brand is Ape Aesthetics, and it's health from the hives. So Apis, of course, is the what is it, the gene, the oh shoot, I hate this word finding stuff when you get old. It just really stinks. It's the genus of the bee. Apis is the bee genus, and of course Apis mellifera is the name of the honeybee. So ape aesthetics just basically means health from the hive.
Okay. I know
uh,
there's a lot of people who would love that, like Renaissance Grandma, RLM, herbal. We have a lot of herbal, like natural people in the community,
Hmm.
um, who would love that. So let me know when you get that up and running. I just did
Well,
my website.
hopefully we will have it up and running within the next month.
Okay.
Like I said, we are just getting the products we're doing all this out of my kitchen right now. And but I am also venturing into, because I'm a women's health nurse practitioner a lot, and I know this is kind of bordering on a PG rated version of the show, but a lot of women's problems is sexual health and intimate health. And so a lot of the products from the hive helps with infection, a lot of healing properties in propolis. Propolis is the glue that the bees actually make to seal up the cracks in their hives and make their hives waterproof. Um, Manuka honey actually
I'm,
comes from New Zealand. And
uh,
an interesting fact, can I interject something?
go
A
ahead.
lot of the Manuka honey sold is fake honey. There is actually 3 times more Manuka honey sold than is actually produced in New Zealand and Australia. So be careful when you buy products like that online.
I feel Jay's
Um,
going to say something also.
I don't have to say it anymore. She said it.
it's getting into real honey and products from the beehive. You really have to be cautious, because a lot of products from beehives, if you, I just say this, know your local beekeeper. That is the best place. If they don't sell propolis or propolis tinctures or beeswax or pollen, they're probably going to know somebody that does. Don't
Right.
buy the stuff from somebody that, you know, I know I'm kind of like killing myself with going online with a business, but it would, as long as you know your beekeeper and what you're getting from it, or at least there's a statement there actually stating that they're real. That's
Mhm.
the biggest thing.
Mm.
Well, that's one of the things right there. Even us being beekeepers, we have to help each other because you have something that I don't, and vice
Mhm.
versa. That's one of the good
Exactly.
things.
Exactly.
Can you grow it yourself?
I think my did I freeze up?
Yes, ma'am.
I think my internet may be acting a little wonky.
Uh-oh. Oh, let me ask you before we leave. I have to ask everybody. Are you team
Mhm.
Apple or iPhone? This might have something to do with your internet. This might
No, I find that when my husband is streaming,
Mhm.
if he's watching TV or something, it really slows down our internet. I'm Apple. I do everything
It's the internet.
on Apple products, so I think it more is with our internet than anything else.
Okay, that's fine. That's the Wi-Fi. That's fine. J3's. Uh-oh. J3's honey is some good stuff. Support your local beekeeper.
Right.
Uh, buy your honey local. Buy your honey local and raw. It will keep you more than some imported high dollar fancy honey. I
Right.
have like all the people's that honey that I need to go to my PO box. All the people's honey that they sent me. Everybody's honey tastes different. Like versus like when we buy the store, it comes to the point now. My daughter's like she could tell. She's like, so where's some more of that organic honey? 'Cause, like our taste buds are like, where's that good stuff at? Yeah, and I learned a lot from the beekeeping community because, like, all honey is not supposed to taste the same. So if you buy a certain brand and stuff, they're putting chemicals in it to
Right.
make them all taste the same. So now we're kind of
Well,
like,
realistically, not
mm,
chemicals. It's just sugar you're eating.
oh,
Regular plain sugar that they're adding in. Was it Karo syrup and all that stuff like that?
hmm
If you can go to 5 different stores and buy, well, I would say 5 different counties and buy the same honey, and when you bring them home, they taste exactly the same. Ain't no way each store getting the same batch.
I'm
And
sorry to
plus,
hear, David Lewis, about your Samsung. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear about that.
and one of the things that I always tell people with the honey, if you put honey in your mouth and it tastes sweet
Pause.
all the way through,
Pause.
it's not
Okay.
real. It's
All the way through.
all the way through. From the tip of your tongue all the way down your throat. If it tastes sweet and you don't get a little taste that say, Miss T, stop it. If nothing make you say, then you know it's nothing but sugar. But real honey, you put it in your mouth and there's that little you know you got real honey.
So that's what you say when every time you eat your honey, like, mm.
Yeah.
Uh, Honeybee venom is a cure for a dozen cancers, 100% breast and prostate cancers. Okay. Oh, Jigs is my favorite honey. You don't know it's real honey unless you know the beekeeper.
Yes.
What's up, OCD?
Nikki, how you doing?
Okay, there she go. I did want to let you guys know Thursday I will not be going live because we're going to have another college visit. My daughter wanted to go at 9 a.m., so we're going to have to leave the house at like 5 a.m. to get there. So yay me. But we will
Thursday
not
is fine.
be okay.
I'm back.
I have to go to Fort Stewart myself on Thursday.
Honey store is honey store. What? Honey in the store is nasty. There we go.
And you know what's interesting about honey
Mm,
is it's very regional, so it really depends on what your bees are foraging on as to how your honey tastes. And one of the things that I enjoyed when we went to the Bee Expo in Louisville is we did a honey swap
Mm-hmm.
And so I took up about 52-ounce bottles of honey and was able to get about 50 or 58 different types of honey. And I have yogurt with blueberries every morning, just about it for breakfast. And so I've been taking those little jars of honey that I got up there and the different flavors. Oh my goodness, they are just wonderful. I managed, it's like I got some sourwood honey. I'd never tried sourwood honey. Orange blossom honey tastes different. What we have around here is mostly from invasive species, as a matter of fact, privet and tallow. But like I bought some buckwheat honey, and it tastes like molasses. It's a very, very strong flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very regional. And the best honey for you is your local honey, not honey bought from overseas.
Right.
So, I mean, I do have honey from all over the place. I even bought some honey when I was in Hawaii a few years ago. And it's just, it's nice to taste the flavors, but the best for health reasons is your local honey. And that's within about a 50-mile radius of you, is considered local.
Okay, well, thank you for that. Grow Big TV said he's craving some honey and cayenne pepper right now. So if anybody,
Oh, I got some really good hot honey at the Bee Expo. One is ghost pepper, and I think it's ghost pepper pineapple, and then the
Mm.
other one was habanero peach. Oh,
those sound
they are
scary but
so
delicious.
good. They're good.
Max says a tip is to drop honey in cold water. Real honey stays together and fused into the water.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, can't go back. Not allowed to go back once you have the real thing.
Right.
I no longer know Jegs and his damn apple, and I want to just add that in. Honey glazed strawberries I had the other day was the best.
Yeah, I saw it, Ann. I saw it.
If you ever get a chance to try hot honey, and I'm
Mhm.
talking homemade hot honey, it is fabulous. Yes, Grow Big TV, that habanero peach. Woo! It left more of an afterburn than the ghost pepper did, believe it or not.
Hot honey.
Oh, not
Hot
Mhm.
honey.
it stays together. Okay, gotcha. We have now. I
Mhm.
just started a whole Apple Samsung kind of thing. Grammys, not Apple. Please don't be Apple Grammy. The
I
world
went
wants
over
to
to the
know.
dark side years ago. The only PC that I use is the one at work. Everything else is Apple. I know. I'm sorry. I
Sorry,
went
Hey,
over to the
we-
dark side.
we're all apples over here, up
I
here.
love it because when I went to iPhone, everything integrates. So, I mean, if it comes through my iPhone, it's on my computer, it's on my iPad. It's just the way it is.
Do you guys like honey on ice cream?
Mhm. Yes.
sugar on sugar. Okay.
That's right. Sugar on sugar.
Oh, yes. Sarah's apple also. I'm sorry. I mean, y'all need to come to the dark side. Y'all need to come.
I know.
DC, hey, you're a beekeeper. You know how it is when you're out there by yourself taking care of the bees. You're gonna be out there by yourself until you come on over to the apple side.
Mhm.
Thank Rukaval. Have a good week as well. Strawberries.
Yeah, some hot honey. Oh,
Ooh, ooh, DC disowned you. You about to lose about 5 subscribers, Jigs.
Uh-oh.
Disowned Jigs. We be PCing. Ah, I'm sorry, Jigs. I should have never brought up the Apple Android.
hey, hey,
Well,
life,
let's
life be
interject something
lifing.
about honey.
Life be lifing.
uh,
The honey that you buy at the store, now I'm not talking about the local honey that some people sell at the store, but the honey that you buy at the store, and I don't want to put name brands in there, it's
mhm.
mostly pasteurized, which means all of the good, healthy bacteria, the good, healthy yeast that's in the honey and the raw honey has been boiled out. It has, well, it's not really been boiled, but pasteurized means it has killed all of that good stuff. So
Right.
the honey that you buy at a retail store is mostly just for the flavor. It's not for health.
And it's mostly syrup and sugar.
Mhm. I
1981.
made the mistake from years ago when I lived in Mississippi before I knew anything about honey and bees. I bought some honey from Dollar Tree, and but the surprising thing on there, it said it had corn syrup in it,
I'm
which
sorry,
most of it doesn't.
we're reading the comments. DC said Apple is the devil.
Oh, y'all have started a little war here, huh?
We need to get back to this B and Miss Lee thing, Lisa thing. We're
Okay.
gonna leave these phones alone
Okay.
because whatever phone my wife buy me, that's what I got.
Amen.
Campus Creek says, Mrs. Lisa, do you have a video of how you make? I have not made hot honey yet, but I can assure you when I make some, I will video.
I gotta find out how to make hot honey.
I've
Mm.
got my pepper seedlings starting right now. So I've got ghost peppers seedlings starting, and I've got some habaneros, poblanos, and jalapenos. So yes, when I figure it out, I will post a video.
Well, I don't
Okay.
know why I said that. I know how to make hot honey now.
Now okay. Q said Manuka honey help with gastric. How did I say that, Grammy?
Gastritis?
Okay.
Yes, real Manuka honey. The real Manuka honey, if you're fortunate enough to find the real Manuka honey, it does have a lot of health benefits. It is the healthiest honey in the
I
world,
think,
but you have to be careful because some of it is fake.
Mm.
am I freezing up or y'all freezing
No,
up?
it's you.
It must be you now because you're not frozen on mine.
Agreements and the drizzling the honey on the ice cream. I've never had that, but it sounds delicious. I can do that. Um, apples are made. Boy, Storm's radio and cat is just like he's not letting go. He's
Let it go. Let it go.
in New York State, I can't sell hot honey without getting it certified, so I sell ground hot
Mhm.
pepper and honey separately.
Yes, and that brings up a good speaking point too. Different states have different um, laws on how you can actually extract, how you can raise your bees. So before you decide to package honey, make sure you check into your state laws. Ours, fortunately, we have something called a cottage food law. So we can, our cottage food law covers us on that.
Uh, okay, I'm done now. I'm done.
I've read that buckwheat was as healthy as manuka. Is that just pipe dreams? You know, Shane, I'm not sure. I know the flavor of buckwheat is very, very strong. And I actually am using it, the buckwheat that I purchased, I'm using it like I use molasses. It is almost, I would say that it probably has a very, very low moisture content, probably 12 to 13%. It's thick,
Mm.
thick like molasses.
Now I've never even heard of buckwheat. Like I seen like the little rascals or whatnot, but what is
Not that buckwheat.
yeah,
Not that
Is that
what is
really
buckwheat?
buckwheat? Buckwheat is actually a cover crop,
Oh,
and it grows to be about 2 or 3 feet tall. It flowers, and bees just love it. And it's a great idea to grow it. We go into what's called a dearth several times a year, or several months out of the year where I live, and it's really kind of a good cover crop to grow to feed the bees.
okay.
But it, like I said, it has a very strong flavor, and it is very dark.
Of course, I'm going live. My daughter wants to vacuum. Okay, it's fine. They probably put
Let her vacuum.
just enough honey in the fake honey just to call it, name it honey. Yeah,
right.
I agree. And
They can have a 5 gallon barrel, and I mean a 50 gallon barrel, and only 5 to 10% of that is actual honey. The rest of it is
Mhm.
sugar.
hmm,
Yeah.
how can one claim to be more healthy than another? Hmm.
A lot of that, I think, comes down to research. And honey is one of those. A lot of the bee products, I've seen a lot of research. I've gone down rabbit holes lately looking into research into all of the products from the beehive.
And now I haven't went in any rabbit holes, rat holes, anything else. But one thing they said, honey has been around forever, especially
Oh,
when they went
yeah.
into the tombs and the
Mhm.
honey was still good.
Right. I think a lot of it has to do, again, with your region and the flora, what is blooming in your area. And I think the manuka trees have health benefits in and of itself. Um, and that's why the manuka is considered the healthiest honey. It's like the moringa tree, the tree of life. The tree itself has great benefits. The leaves,
Right.
as does ashwagandha and those types of things. So I think when the bees forage on those blooms and they're taking in some of those health benefits from that plant, so it's just a chemical process between the enzymes in the bee's honey stomach and what is there in the tree.
Uh, Buckwheat is a very dark honey and has a very robust flavor.
Yes, it does, Dan. It is a very strong flavor.
I'm gonna have to see if I can't get me a
Hey,
manuka tree.
Russell.
Hey,
I
hey,
know. I
Russell.
was wondering if I could get a manuka tree to grow here.
Hey, I try everything that I I've got the jackfruit here. I've got some uh seeds from soursop. Anything that
Hmm.
I like to try it all. If I can grow it, I'm gonna grow it.
It's okay. It's fine. We're live, but it's fine. No vacuum. A clean house.
Let her
Great.
vacuum.
We appreciate
She's
you.
willing to. Let her do it.
Now,
Uh,
there's gonna be a time that you're gonna say, you need to clean up in here. Oh,
Hmm.
Mom, go sit down. Mom, chill. John, oh, Mom.
I'm glad she's caring about a clean home. Uh, does pine, cedar, maple? Oh, so does pine, cedar, maple, dogwood. Okay. Uh,
See, Dan says, I thought manuka was a bush. It may be. I don't know. I don't know what manuka is. I haven't done that much
But
research into it.
I'll find out. I got it
There you
written
go.
down.
Google.
about
I
Manuka.
mean, we've got bushes here that can become trees if you don't. If you don't
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
A single tree provides more benefit than multiple saps.
I agree with that, DC. Propolis is that's one of the things that I'm really getting heavy into is the propolis. Propolis again is that glue that they use to seal and envelop their colonies,
Hands in the
and
dirt.
it does have a lot of antimicrobial benefits. And I think that is again from the various trees that they
Welcome
visit.
hands. Just like a single source of pollen, multiple pollens are much more beneficial than
Hmm.
single pollen.
That's true too. But because a person is not going to have allergies to, they may or may not have allergies to a singular pollen, but multiple pollens would definitely help allergies.
Okay. Well, we are all caught up with the live. I'm down to the bottom of the hello, welcome in, Sylvia. My daughter is cleaning the house. So I got a little ruckus over here. I do want to thank you, Grammy, for coming up. The last 10, 15 minutes, we usually like to talk about like who's going live today. Do you know of anybody going live today? We can kind of share them out.
Um, I know that a lot of times Monday nights, Wildwood's Honeybee Farm, who is a young man that lives near me, sometimes he will drop a live. And also Bob Walker, sometimes in the No Life Beekeepers chat will go live. And usually it's around 7 or 8 o'clock. I know Tuesday, tomorrow will be Lee and Bob's usual Tuesday night live stream.
Okay, is somebody able to drop what's Walker's name on YouTube? Walker.
Walker B
Walker
Ranch.
B Ranch.
I always think Walker Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
If
And
somebody
then
could drop his,
Lee, I think Nightbot just dropped Lee's, as a matter of fact, Kodiak Farm Bees. I'm not sure whose channel it'll be on tomorrow night, but I know that they will probably go live, one or the other.
hey Trish.
Hey, Trish.
Let me see. I just hear all this ruckus in the background. Kids. Hi, honey. I have a dry seasoning and it's so. Oh, just jump. It is so good. I would love to know how to make it with real honey. Okay.
Most people just put the dry seasoning in the honey and let it sit and stir it every so often, and eventually the honey takes on that hot flavor.
Okay. Then you take the pepper out, huh? Okay.
Actually, some people leave it in.
Oh wow, Paul. Yeah, you're officially getting a pause. Okay.
Okay. Lee just posted. It's on Lee's channel. That's right. Bob is traveling to Canada. He's going where it's cold. So
Okay.
Lee will be on tomorrow night.
Okay. Please remind me again tomorrow, Kodiak. Cause we try to do it daily. Cause like if I say, oh, Monday, Tuesday, when everybody gets confused, so I try to do it like on the daily. But please, I will write it down if you can remind me again tomorrow. Let me see. Use dehydrated peppers. Bit before I get a shovel in the ground. Okay. Well, thank everybody again. I don't know what we're talking about tomorrow. I think because I have scheduled for Wednesday is because I'm almost at 4K. I'm almost there. I'm like 20 something away. So I'll probably just do that tomorrow and talk about like what's next for the channel. I have a website as well. I can't wait to see your website, Miss Grammy. Doing some things over there. So we might just do that tomorrow. Okay. Stay Hall is live tonight. Is there anybody else who is live tonight? And Miss Stay Hall, can you please drop your link while we still have over 45 people in here?
So tomorrow is the pre-K party.
Yeah, I got it scheduled for Wednesday. Like, should we do like a support, like another like a support thing tomorrow, Jigs? Like check out new channels and
We could do what you want to do, Miss T.
you know what? I'm tired of asking men. When I ask you or Rooster or something,
And the thing to it is, Miss T, you hate a man that lets you have your way. You want a man you want to fight with. I'm not a fighter. Unless I have to fight.
Don't be like that in front of company, Jigs. We got Grammy Lisa.
Hey.
Don't we all love a challenge?
She's a nurse and a midwife. She can come clean your scars and give you all that healing you need and everything.
That's right. I can rub honey on your wound.
That's it.
Real honey, not that sugar stuff in the store. Right. So I think tomorrow we'll just do a support group.
I'm gonna say pause on the side of that.
We're gonna do a support thing tomorrow. We're gonna like grow your channel. We got a lot of beekeepers, the homesteaders, a lot of other classes of like everybody, the DIY community. But we do have a lot now of the beekeeping and homesteading, so we can all just like come together, kumbaya.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will be able to listen in tomorrow at your chat, but I will be on the road to Montgomery. But I will be listening in.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank everybody again for coming in. I'm sorry we got over 50 people. I hear my daughter in here making us breakfast, which is awesome. She done vacuumed and cooking breakfast. She's awesome.
Wow.
Does she really have to go to college?
She's acting like she's a mother today, huh?
So I'm gonna get that thumbnail together. Thank you again, Grammy Lisa. You say you're about to go out there in the yard and do some work?
I'm about to I've got some stuff I've got to do here today.
I'm not doing nothing in the yard, but I got some work to do.
All right. Well, thank you.
It's turned out to be a beautiful day here, so I may actually get out in the bees today. We'll see.
No, it's chilly here. It's 51.
That's chilly?
I think it's supposed to get up to 61 here, so I may
go
dive in. We'll see.
Well, thank y'all again. Tomorrow I'm gonna make the thumbnail, Jigs, and tomorrow we're gonna be like YouTube support, YouTube growth, something. I don't know. But
send it to my email, please.
Yes, sir. Anything else I can do for you?
I can use a $250,000 right now.
Well, whatever. Eat some leftover rice. Months before I can touch my garden area. Oh, Granny, I seen a green bug on my elderberry. Okay.
Uh-oh.
But thank you guys again. We're about to start getting some stuff done today. Yeah. So thank everybody, and we
All
will
right.
see.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.